Hey, Geminis, how are you guys doing? Welcome, welcome. This is a late one for you guys. I'm doing this in the evening or late afternoon. I'm not usually doing that, but today I had an urge to do it, so I'm doing it. Plus, I like to do the readings as close to the dates as we can. That tells us how close we are on track to those energies rather than trying to anticipate them so far out. So, for those of you that are brand new to my channel, welcome to Divine Warrior Intuitive. I'm Patty. I am going to be doing your intuitive tarot. I'm an empath, so intuitiveness is huge for me, along with some clairvoyance. But also, the divine is really huge in creating these tarot readings because the energies come from him. So whatever you're needing guidance on, whatever you're needing an answer, if you're going through a struggle or whatever, I will pull the first oracle for you, and that may be the answer that you need from the divine that you've been waiting for. So the second oracle is going to be the current energies. I can't shuffle tonight. And then the third energy is future energies for the planets. So we'll see what is going on in all of these. So I'm going to do a little bit of different reading for those who do watch me. At the end, I'm going to do wealth, health, and love relationships because I do get a lot of asks. How come there's no love in your reading? There is. It's just it's all based on what divine wants to come in and help you with. So love might not be a thing, a major concern at that moment for him. So let's get started and see where it is at. Now this is for the 17th through the 23rd, and we're going to see where those energies are. There is Mercury retrograde coming in at the end of the month, so those energies for the planets is getting stronger, especially for Mercury because it's slow moving. However, people are thinking, well, that's way out there. However, Mercury's starting to play around up there with its powers, so be mindful that you might get a little aggravated a little bit easier, a little bit testy, a little bit easier through the end of the month. That's just Mercury getting ready to go into retrograde. And when it does, it's powerful because Mercury, when it slows down, any planet that slows down, whatever characteristic that planet is it will intensify tenfold because it's moving very, very slowly. And that creates more power in the planets. All right, so let's get started. So this first card is going to be for divine. Come on, shuffle, Pat, shuffle. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. It's been quite the day. I am needing this really bad, this energies. I had to come in and do a reading because I'm like, you know what? This day did not go the way that I wanted it to. And it has been a challenge after challenge after challenge. So that was my tests today to try to keep my mouth zipped. One time I did it because I was like, you got to be kidding me. Customer service, where did it go? But anyway, let's get going into your reading, Geminis. So Divine's card today is Mountain and the number 6. Not 6, but 6. 6. Let me pronounce that better. This is about your harmony improvement. So somebody might be going over a mountain, maybe a molehill, thinking it's a mountain, because when we look at the planets, we illusion and create things in our mind bigger than what they actually should be. So the divine is asking you, are you creating your own mountain? Are you creating really it's a molehill, but you're creating it into a mountain? Is it really that big of a thing? And if it is, this is a time to improve on whatever it is if it's in your control. Some things are not in our control, but this is about your harmony and improvement. This is to bring balance. If somebody's going through something and it's throwing you way off balance and you're making excuses, I heard the word excuses. I heard, okay, all right already. They 2, 3, 4 times, excuses, excuses, excuses. I don't know who that's for, but there's somebody out there that makes excuses, and this is what's creating more of a mountain or a spiraling down effect. And the reason why I'm saying spiraling down, because with a mountain, we can find any way to go through. Trust me, I am a master of solutions. I can find a way through anything, just about, unless it's the divine that wills it, and there's nothing I can do about that. However, there's always, when there's a will, there's a way. I truly believe in that. But the reason why I'm saying not only the mountain and the molehill turning into a mountain, somebody's creating their own mess and maybe not even realizing it. Maybe it's the thought process that is a little bit broken or needs to be brought forward a little bit more into the positive, because sometimes we don't even know that we're doing it unless other people are saying it over and over and over again, because this is very interesting. I'll tell you in a minute what this is about. Rock bottom. It's the number 10, but it is not a bad thing, because we have to sometimes hit rock bottom. Like I said, somebody's spiraling down, they're going to hit that rock bottom, but then they're going to realize a lot of things that actually will turn and trajectory to their life to a 180 to another way. The reason why I know that, and what I think is really interesting, is that this is your card for the week. It's the number 10. Something is trying to complete or finish or get done. And then something new is trying to begin. Once you allow that whatever to finish or complete, or whoever to finish or complete, then you'll realize the lessons maybe that you were learning with that person. But also, too, whatever that thing is as well. It could be an addiction. It could be just something that you're trying to change in your life, maybe thought process, thinking more positive, that kind of a thing. That when that goes away, then that new something or someone can come through. The reason why I say rock bottom is not a bad thing, people are like, yeah, because you don't know the resources, you don't know the source on how to get yourself out of that. Why I said this is very, very interesting is at the beginning of the week, because my daughter's gone away, and that's when I refueled definitely with Divine hugely. We talk all the time. It's not anything I don't do anyway with him, but this is more of a one-on-one kind of a thing. And I found it very interesting as I was laying and meditating and praying on this. He said, I want you to write a book, which I'm in the process of writing a book. I told him, I said, I'm already writing a book. He goes, no, I want you to write when you hit your rock bottom. And I'm like, what? So he's got me writing this book and actually getting ready to do a video on when you hit your rock bottom and how to work through that, not on a secular, but on more of a spiritual and positive mindset. Anyway, I just think it's funny. He keeps bringing rock bottom up. So again, that's a confirmation. If you hear me talk about confirmations with Divine, this is sort of a confirmation because he keeps showing it to me. It's like, see, I'm telling you. So we'll see what happens here in the next few months when that comes out. All right, so the third card, which is the planets, and this is something that is interesting to me because we're in for the long race. We're in for the long haul, but sometimes we don't prepare for the long haul. Okay, we don't prepare for the race that is long. We prepare for the race that is short. So we get all excited and we don't think about what we have to do to keep it going, but we get all excited about just finishing the race. But there's more to after finishing the race. So this is the Ghostlands about the number 8. Again, rewards are at the end of the race, but your progress is about what's going on forward. You know, what are you going to keep doing after that? So with the Ghostlands, it tells you, excuse me, tells you to think more of the now and not so much out there. Yes, you got to think about the future. However, the more important thing is the now, because he could change that. Divine could change that at any moment, anytime, make a switch back. Because if I want to go this way, he's like, no, I want you going this way. So something might stop me from going that way. And then all of a sudden I'm going a different direction. So we can look at the future on how we want it and how we sort of expect it to look once we get there. But we cannot really project everything while we're in that path to get there, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense to somebody or not, but hopefully. So when you're looking at the rock bottom, sorry, Ice Cube. When you're looking at the rock bottom, you don't care about the future. You just want to get out of your situation now. And that's where these two cards are playing. That's where the planets are talking about as well. That's where the Divine is talking about. You're in a mountain, you're in a situation or a situationship, you know, with somebody, or you're just in a dilemma. Maybe you lost your job. You don't figure out, how am I going to get the money? How am I going to do this? There's lots of resources out there. I've been homeless to a business owner in a year. So there's lots of resources out there for you. It just takes just asking. And this is for somebody, it needs to go ask your county, ask your state, ask your city where you can go for these resources, especially if you're working and you're talking about food or housing, or anything of that nature, or even churches will help you know where these organizations are. You know, you don't have to be a member of a church to call, and they're not going to pound on you. You just say, you know what, I'm in this situation. Where can I go to get some resources? And then that's it. And I don't know about other countries, but I know in the United States we can do that. Definitely, anywhere in the United States you should be able to do that. And if anybody pounds you about their religion, hear me talk about religion, you want to steer away from it anyway, because they're supposed to accept you where you're at. All right. I mean, you have to have a relationship, not a religion. And I definitely have had a relationship all my life with divine. It's just gotten closer in the long run. Yeah. So somebody is having some problems in their relationship. So we have the Ace of Wands. Somebody's having some nightmares or some terrors, or they just can't sleep. Time for some melatonin. But they can't sleep, and it has to do, with a relationship. Now, this could be a new relationship. This could be a relationship that's been going on. I feel that this relationship somebody put out way too early. What I mean by put out, somebody laid on their back, or somebody had sex too early, and now they're frustrated because it's not turning out the way that you expected it to. Okay, so you're hitting your rock bottom. Now, if that created a pregnancy, that's going to be that's the mountain that you're facing. You're not at a rock bottom. You're never at a rock bottom, because nothing's going to kill you, because you'll always be here, working through it, fighting through it, persisting through it. But this one's got you a little bit bewildered. This one's got you like, what am I going to do now? Now, for somebody else, they might be coming up to a decision, because this is about communication, coming up to a decision that maybe one is just not ready for. The other one's ready, but one of the partners is just not ready. So definitely have to look into that. And if you're not ready, don't say yes, or don't do something that wonderful. Don't say yes if you're not ready. If the person's meant to be, or if that's the right person, they'll wait. They'll be patient, because love is patient. Love is kind. Love is enduring. Love is never keeping record of wrongs. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. But this is the beautiful thing. Right next to the Lovers is the World, and the World, she's looking at the Lovers. This is a cycle. This is something that is needing to happen. This is a communication that needs to happen. What's the most beautiful thing about it is that once you get through this little storm, a lot of the times we create our own storms. Again, we create our own storms from especially ladies. I'm going to hate to say it, but ladies do it mostly, because guys are more realistic, idealistic kind of, but women are more emotional. So they'll make up their own story in their mind and believe it, even if it's not true. So this is something that you're going to have to really retract from doing, because you have a lot of beautiful stuff coming with this person this week. If you're in a relationship or somebody comes into your circle, this is a beautiful relationship and a lot of room for celebration. This is not a time to fear, Geminis. I feel that there is a bunch of fear here. There's a lot of fear. And the reason why we have fear is we bring our past with us a lot of the times. Okay? It doesn't mean that this is going to end. This is going to grow it even closer if you face your own fear. But you sort of are at a rock bottom right now, where you have to create, or not create, but you have to think of more resources, and resources in communication. This is your first card out. Again, you probably heard me say this before, but there is a video out there that I put out that's called Effective Communication. This will help you enormously in trying to understand another person and trying to ask the right questions, and how to not argue, and how to walk away and never fight again. Yes, we're going to get mad. We're human. but you don't have to fight. You know how you have to pick your own battles. You don't have to fight. That kind of a thing. So, but definitely, this is going to be a beautiful relationship if you stop your fears. And you're so worried about what's going to happen in the future. Okay, so what I'm feeling is that you're so focused on the fears. Well, what if it doesn't work out? What if it doesn't happen? What if, what if? You got to stop the what ifs, because what ifs 99% of the time don't happen. So you're creating that illusion in your mind, and you're basing it off some past fear, some past relationship, or something happening in the past. This is something that you have to work out in your own mind. But it has to do with dating or courting or marriage or whatever, because you're creating your own, how do I put this politely? So you want to get married, or you want to have a partner, you want to have this love, but you're so fearful of it, you're going to block it. Thank you. That was beautiful. You're going to block it. And then, then it may just end, which you don't want to do. But death is a good thing, because we can put something to rest again, and we can actually make something come in. But we have to realize with death, where we're at in our decision making. So fear is fear is based off of falsehoods. Fear is based off of illusions. Fear is based off of things that may never happen again. And so we either base anything that we do either on love or fear. Okay. So what are you basing your future on? Fear is coming from the past. Got to get rid of the fear. Once you get rid of the fear, you allow love and devotion and all that kind of stuff coming in. Yeah, definitely. So that you can break that bondage. Fear is your bondage. Fear is what's holding you. Fear is not allowing you to get through the mountain, over the mountain, in the mountain, around the mountain, through the mouth, through the hole, whatever, not to be able to climb up to that light, whatever, because somebody out there gives in too quickly. Oh, that's not going to work. And your mindset is holding you back. Oh, that'll never happen. Oh, I've been there before. It's never going to happen for me. And then you hit a rock bottom because of your mindset. And he loves it. He's keeping you there. He's keeping you in bondage and stuck. He loves it. He's feeding off of it. This low vibration. It's like, yeah, let's just keep them. Sort of like, I'm not a witch. I've been called a witch by a Caribbean guy. I was like, seriously, I'm not a witch. I think that's so funny. But the thing is that when you look at a witch's pot and they're stirring it, what Disney show was that with the three witches? I love that one. But they're steering it and steering it and steering it, and all this ugly crap comes out of it. Okay, that's what staying at the rock bottom is. That's what he loves. He loves keeping you stuck in the sludge. And then because he loves that, because you won't get your wish, you won't get your desires. This is the wish card. This is in reverse, but it should be upright so you can have your desires of what you want, who you want, when you want, where you want it. However, it's keeping you from what you want. It's only your mind that is keeping you from what you want, what you desire. You're limiting. You have a limitation. And when you're at a limitation, you're going to stay stuck because you're thinking too far out, and you're thinking of things that may not even happen. And this is where communication comes in, because you have to have a bunch of communication. That's your first card out. Okay, that's your first card out. You got to communicate. If you don't ask, he don't know. She don't know. If you don't share, they're never going to know. If you love somebody or even care for somebody deeply emotionally connected, be vulnerable. Because the more vulnerable you are, it shows that you trust them, and they will be more vulnerable with you so that you trust them. You do it in love. You don't, when somebody's vulnerable to something, say, that's stupid. Why would you ever do that? Or why would that even happen? That is not what you do when you're vulnerable. But the thing is, there is another offering of Ace of Pentacles to go through the gate, to go through that process, to make that happen. All right. Yeah, definitely. This was the bottom card. Virgo, Hermit, looking at the negatives rather than the positives. You got to look at the positives rather than the negatives. Again, for these planets and the future cards, again, if you haven't watched the new moon reading, um, watch that because it's still playing through May. The energies are still playing through May. All right. Oop. Yeah, we got the Fool in reverse. So somebody needs to lighten up. There is such a heaviness. It's just like, why do you have to be so serious? Nobody wants to be serious 24/7. You know the way to get to a guy's heart or a girl's heart? And I've heard this through many, 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 many people because I always ask, so what's one of the things? They make me laugh. They make me laugh. Don't be so serious because the world is too serious. Our jobs are too serious. Our just living life, being adults is too serious. Make somebody laugh. Make him laugh. Make her laugh. Don't be over the top. Just use your own way of humor. Some people like sarcastic humor. Some people like witty humor. Some people like slapstick humor. Whatever it is for you. Some people like sarcastic humor. That kind of a thing. Personally, sarcastic is okay once in a while, but then it can actually be pretty damaging and more spiraling down. The energies can spiral down. Yeah, so somebody does really need to get out of their head because it is keeping you sort of stuck. Three of swords. Again, this is all about communication. Make sure you communicate, not fight. Communicate, okay? Because it's going to bring you victory if you communicate. You listen to their perspective first. You put yourself aside for a minute. Listen to their perspective first. Then analyze it. If you agree, if you don't agree, and if you don't, so what? You just say, I thank you for that. I appreciate that. I can see your side. However, I just don't agree with that because that's just the way that I am. But the victory is going to come when you communicate more effectively. It's going to be more meaningful. It's going to draw you closer. Do you close, that kind of a thing. Yeah, RB, you need to go. But that's the other thing there. So definitely pay attention to that. All right. Let me see if the divine has anything else to say before we go to wealth, health, and love. Divine, is there anything else for any other energy through the mountain, through your number 6, through for harmony, through the rock bottom, or through the ghost lands, which are understanding that we need to think in the now and not the future as much. All right. These are brand new cards here. I have a new deck. It's a deck from Africa. I'm always supporting different cultures. I've lived in Japan. I've studied African culture and traditions. I've been to Africa. I was married to an African for a very short time. Yes, they wanted a green card. But anyway, long story. But definitely support other artists. Definitely do. So we have the 7 of Cups is what he's giving us. We have a lot of opportunities, guys. He's saying there's a lot of resources. There is a lot of opportunities. There are a lot of ways to get through your mountains. You have to think. You have to ask divine, how do I get through this? How do I make it happen? How do I handle it? Especially I have a Facebook where I'm part of a group that victims of homicide or victims of suicide. Those are things that are really hard to get through, and how to heal and how to grieve and how to make it happen. But there's a lot of different ways, and every single person is different, but it's where you are focused. What are you focused in on? Are you focused in on the problem? Are you focused in on your part where you're at? No, you focus in on where you want to go, what you want to do, how you want to accomplish it. If you're focused in on, I just don't have any motivation, you have to turn that around, fight that. You have to have strength and fight it. Fight this energy, because if you don't, he's going to keep you there, and it's not going to be a fun ride. If you look at the divine and you think of the positive and you think of the aspects that bring you joy and happiness, and get those energies and those juices flowing in your brain that are bringing your level of vibrations up, your energy up, then your mind begins to change. That's why every time you think positive over a negative, your chemistry in your brain begins to change. It's a scientific given. So, and it can happen. I've been there, done that. So that is something that you really want to pay attention to. What are my options? What options do I have? And not only that, is it, are they options of the earth? Are they options of the divine? Second dimension over first dimension. You'll hear me talk about that a lot, which is second dimension where divine is. You can't see it. First dimension is tangible, earthly, worldly, materialism, that kind of a thing. Where is that for you? Because that's, if you really focus in on your foundation, that is going to help you and tell you where you're going to get through a lot of your problems. And you can get through all your problems either way, but what's going to get you more joy and more peace and more calmness? That would be spirit. Been there, done that. I've done both. All right. So I'm going to do wealth first, which would figure. Wealth first, and then health, and then love. So for wealth, just so you know, wealth doesn't have to be money. Could be money, but it doesn't have to be money. It could be love, my success, my wealth, my success, my accomplishments. What I'm trying to achieve is love. Maybe I'm trying to achieve joy. Maybe I'm trying to achieve, I want a new house, worldly. Maybe I want a new car, worldly. You know, things, you got to see what you want, where your wealth is and where your value is. And that will tell you if you're living in spirit or if you're living in world. Okay? I used to live in world all the time. I'm glad I don't do that no more. All right. So our wealth is the Page of Pentacles, which would make sense for some because money is wealth to some people. Okay? And wealth is, this could be an offering coming your way. Could be getting a little bit, because the reason why I say you could be getting a little bit of extra money, or something to have to do with something material. Maybe you're going to get, maybe if you're looking for food, maybe you're going to get extra food this week. Maybe you're going to get whatever it is that you're going to get, because we're in the waxing gibbous of the moon. And that means more abundance, more things coming to you, more things bringing to you. So try to manifest those things coming into you. This is your wealth time. This is your reward time. This is your coming in to bring more to you. So sort of have to imagine what you want your wealth to be. Got to know what your wealth is in the first place. Yeah. I mean, and you have to be realistic. Oh yeah, I'd like to win the lottery. I'd like the $3, $4, $5 million lottery. You have to be realistic. Divine doesn't work with foolishness. Definitely does not work with foolishness. But if you are real and if you are honest and if you are true, your wealth will come to you. Definitely the rewards. That's what this is about. And that's what is your number 8, your rewards. Number 8 in numerology is about your rewards. So pay attention to what you want and what you're trying to gain, either accomplishments, wealth, or success, because somebody out there doesn't even know what they want. That's the first step. Got to know what you want. And it changes as we get older, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. It changes because once we reach an accomplishment, we have a new success or new wealth, new gauge, okay, a new goal kind of a thing. All right, so on health, we have the Ace of Cups. Very beautiful. When we look at our health, we have to look at all of our health. This is Ace of Cups is about your soul. This is about your mind. Now you got to think, well, the mind, yeah, but that's not really health. It is. The brain is part of your body, there is health. That's why it's called mental health, physical health, whatever. However, it is a functioning piece of us that we have to really take care of. And in this case, somebody is very stressed out. I don't know what other sign had this, but very, very stressed out. And it's time to really take care of yourself. This is a time to, an offering to set back and find something that brings you some balance. That will help you get through this. It's time to slow down. It's time to sit there and think about what it is that you want, where it is that you are going. And if you're in a stressful situation, and this is your rock bottom, like I had a job back in 2020. In fact, it was a year ago this month that they let me go. And I was like, thank you, praise the Lord. I was happy. I was actually literally, I knew that I had passed my test with the divine when that did happen, because my body was breaking down. The stress of that job put me in the hospital for 4 days because it was a very high stress job, even more than running a company. So we don't even know how much stress is causing us a health or mental health. When they say take a mental health day, take a mental health day. Go to the beach, go to the mountains, go just to a park and just sit. Look at the birds, see the trees, whatever it is. Just sit and relax, take it easy. A lot of people don't do that. Some people say, well, I'm not one of those to do that. Go hiking if you like to hike. Go scuba diving if you like to scuba dive. These are things that bring energy around us. Whatever it is that brings us, I like to, what do they call those? Wave runners and stuff. You go do it. You're touching the ocean. You're touching the lake. You're touching nature is what you need to do. Okay, so really take care of your mental health this week. Really slow down. Smell the roses. Smell the gardenia. I love gardenias. But the thing is, this is time to really slow down and to assess how much stress is in your life. All right. Okay, so, wow. Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles in love and relationships. Okay. That's all I can say. So love in when we've got the Four of Pentacles is that we're not letting go. We're not letting go. Hey, Krista, welcome. So in love and relationships, we have to let go of something. And sometimes it's our own ego. Hello. We sometimes have to let go of our own ego because that is keeping us bounded. Somebody is going through something in their love relationships that they're not happy and they want revenge. Whatever is going on, no. Not good. Revenge is not good. When my brother was murdered, everybody was like, are you going to find him? Are you going to get revenge? No, I am not. This is not the way the divine wants us to work. However, if you want revenge, then you really need to look at yourself because the brokenness is in yourself. Because if you are so angry to be able to want to harm somebody else, that is low vibrational. That is not healthy. That is if you want to call it the devil, you want to call it whatever, it's just stirring the pot to a lower vibration, not healthy. And that's going to keep you bound. You need to release the Four of Pentacles. Release this energy. Thank you for that. That wasn't from me. Divine is saying somebody wants revenge. Teach them about revenge. It is not a healthy thing. It is not healthy. And you're going to laugh at me and I don't care, but you have to forgive. When you forgive, it actually turns the energy completely upside down. When my brother was murdered, yes, I went through the pain, I went through the anger, but within a very, very short time, I forgave the killer only because he was so high on drugs, I don't even know if he remembers doing it. And the thing is that he's on drugs. He has an addiction. He has something, but would he have done it in his right mind? Probably not. Is it right? No, it isn't. Is it unfair? Yes, it is. Is my brother here? No. Is he going to come back? No. I have a choice. I have a choice. In love, in anything we do, we need to release the anger and let it go, uh, and allow that anger to dissipate so that love can come back, and then we can actually learn how to forgive. Because when I forgave, everybody's like, "You're crazy." No, I'm not. What does God say? Love, forgive. We all are screwed up. We're all messed up. We all have faults. And it was my brother's time. I would have never been able to stop it. I've had the premonition he was going to die in Florida. I tried to bring him home. However, if God is going to will it and have it happen, yeah, it's a horrible way to go. And no, nobody wants to go that way. However, I could have never ever stopped it, because if I'd stopped it then, he would make it happen at another time. Because if it's God's will, it's God's will, sadly. And the thing is, we learn our lessons in all of this. We learn our lessons. I learned a valuable lesson. I'm not going to go into it. You can read it when my book comes out. But I learned a huge valuable lesson, and I learned about my brother more in his death, because I've talked to him, in his death, than in his actual life. And I'm like, wow, bro, didn't know, had no idea. So revenge is not good. So if somebody is angry at somebody, be angry, but get over it. If somebody is really just really hurt, that's okay. Get through that grieving, get through the anger stage, and move on. And then learn how to forgive, because there might have been something that you could have done yourself in that process that maybe aggravated it or whatever. We're all broken. Just put it that way. We're all broken. So we all contribute to that, because we don't want to listen to another person's perspective. And I'm going off on it because this is so important. If I would have learned this lesson much earlier on in my life, I wished I would have. Because I used to get angry real easy, because things weren't going my way, or something didn't happen, or whatever. But revenge is just not the way to go. Or anger, or getting back, or being mean, or stabbing somebody in the back, or gossiping, or putting pictures up on Facebook that really shouldn't be put up there without permission, and all this what do you call that, dating revenge and all that kind of stuff. You know what, I'll tell you a real quick story before I go. The social media is a horrible place if you allow it. It ruined one of my girlfriend's daughter's life. She was in high school. She was a cheerleader. She was dating somebody, and something went wrong, and that boy put up nude pictures of her. She got expelled. Excuse me. She got expelled. Her whole life started spiraling down. She had a hard time getting into the college. She ended up dating somebody that was into drugs. This kind of stuff is serious. This revenge stuff, he's trying to stop me. He's trying to stop me. Ain't going to stop me. But this is the thing, is it is so serious that you could damage, even if you think, oh, well, it's just a joke. To you, it's a joke. To other people, it is not. So this is really important, whoever this is for. I don't know who this is for. Unfortunately, it's not all about happy love and love kind of a thing, because it is about the Four of Pentacles, about letting go. Letting go of your anger, letting go of putting bad things up on social media. Stop gossiping and talking about somebody you shouldn't be talking about. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to go into it anymore. But the divine is really upset about that one. Very upset. I can feel, it almost feels like there's a black cloud, like, I don't like this. Don't like when people do this. It's not good. It's not healthy. And that's why we end up hating a lot of people, a lot of things like that. So, all right, Geminis, this is a long one for you guys. I hope this helped in some way. Again, the full moon isn't for quite a while yet, or I think the next reading. So, yeah, you got to be careful with that, Krista. You email me, no revenge, nothing like that, okay? But if there's anything that comes up, I am going to start doing some. Now, watch the uploads. I'm going to start doing some divine 1-minute uploads for next week, just for fun. They're going to be sort of like a daily upload, that you'll get a divine card for the day of your message from divine. Just for next week, you'll see those popping up. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell if you haven't, and you'll see those. And don't forget to like and share. All right. Yeah, you got to stay out of drama. You really do. You got to bite your lip. You got to step back. When you recognize it, that's the divine saying don't. When you recognize that you're starting to do it, you say, up, nope, I'm changing my ways, because drama brings you to a spiraling, what do you call it? I can't even talk tonight. A spiraling vibration in a downward. You don't want to get in that. You want to stay out of that stuff. All right. It's not hard. It's a choice. It's fear. It's a choice. You can either do it or not do it. There's no try. Try is an empty word. Try sits on the fence. Try is empty. So you either do it or you don't. It's hard. It's maybe hard at first, only because you're not used to it. It's something new, but don't worry about anything else anybody else says. Don't care about what anybody else says, because you can set the standard for somebody else by not doing it. Yeah. Good, 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 good. All right, guys. You guys have a good night. Take care wherever you are in this world. Don't forget to walk in absolute truth and love. Take care.